What's good, man? I appreciate you, man. You told me, man, I cheated you out of an hour, man. I owe you an hour, man. So I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that, man. So, you know,
The
sometimes
Patriots
there's stuff
cheat.
that sometimes there's stuff I be wanting to do on the Alphabet Show. And look, man, we run out of time, man. Like when you're talking sports, and you would really enjoy talking sports, like a lot of the people do here on this platform. Time goes like this. They say, funny how time flies when you're having fun. So yeah, so we're gonna do this little hour over here, and I got a couple of questions for y'all. We're gonna do a couple of slides, and I want y'all's answer. So we gonna see what's up. So first off, we're gonna start. Okay, we're gonna start now. My man, shout out to my man, the ignorant thinker, Dennis Holmes. He does a little thing. He talks about some ignorant stuff. So we go. I'm gonna ask y'all about some stuff, and I want maybe y'all have a difference of opinion with me. So we'll see what happens. But the first thing, everybody keeps asking me about all today, Friday, when I did the Alphabet Show. Marcus, man, Marcus, you keep hearing this, and me and you, Dre, me and you, we've discussed this to Nas, and we've been talking about this for months. Jamal Adams wants to go home, and there was a recent a recent video of him. What talking about, hey, somebody asked him like, hey man, are you coming to Dallas? And he said, I'm trying, bro. So I it's exciting. It's really exciting, and I think it's a natural fit. Now there are some financial considerations. What did the Jets want? Last year they were talking about they wanted Zach Martin, 2 first-round picks. I mean, they got really ridiculous. We offered a second. They wanted a first, and now we're back to they want a first-round pick. Now Jamal Adams does still have two. He still has 2 years left on his contract, and he wants to be one of the highest paid safeties in the game. So uh, they have to go back and revisit this. And do you really want to give up a first-round pick, or is this guy this one piece? And I don't know throughout history if there's ever been too many guys that was that one piece missing. Maybe Deion Sanders back in the day, or Reggie White going to the Packers, but he's been mentioned up there with some of the all-time safeties. And if you can get this guy and not break your back trying to do it, he might be the guy that gets you over the hump. Now, what are your thoughts? What is your thought on Jamal Adams?
Well, my thought, originally we were talking about this before the draft, and Jamal Adams might be a Dallas Cowboy, but we thought it would happen with trade from Detroit. We thought that Detroit would take their pick and Matthew Stafford, and they would eventually trade that over to the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys would give up Dak Prescott in the third overall pick. Now, with Dallas getting the third overall pick, Dallas could have did a whole lot with that pick. Dallas could have traded that pick off. Obviously the third overall pick ended up being who, Marcus? It
Third
ended up being
overall
the
pick.
corner. It ended up
Third
being the
overall
corner
pick
from
with
Ohio State.
Okuda,
Okuda.
Jeffrey Okuda. Okuda.
So now here's the question you got to ask yourself. You knew Okuda would be number 3 because that's how he was locked in the draft at number 3. Would you rather have Jamal Adams, a proven safety, or would you have Okuda, especially when you got Jeff Heath on your team? So
Well,
then we
see,
were like, maybe the Dallas Cowboys would trade off the third overall pick to another team who might need assets. Boom, get Jamal Adams. Oh, and that would be the New York Jets, right?
well, the thing was, Dallas with the trade scenario that me and you had talked about, Dallas would have had 2 first-round picks. Dallas would have had 2 first-round picks. So they could have went and got Okuda at 3, and then with the 17th pick, they could have went and maybe got a guy like Jordan Love to sit behind Matthew Stafford.
Correct.
So they would have had 2, or they could have at 3. They could have said, we want to make our defensive line incredible. Maybe went and got Kinlaw or somebody like that. One of those defensive Brown. What was his name? Brown, the kid out of Auburn. So You had, I mean, at 3, you had, or you could have just said, hey, we want Tua. Let's get Tua. Get Tua at 3. You get Matthew Stafford, and then at 17, you go and get uh, a corner, or you that second pick you're giving up to I don't know. You're giving up that second pick to grab Adams, because now you got to give up that first round pick for Adams. So I mean, it's very, they have the opportunity to do it now. Now I keep seeing people, oh, he should come here, come there. I want him over here. Oh, what would you think about him going to the Chiefs? You have to understand, when you're talking about guys like this, you have to give up something for them. They're not going to come for cheap. You're going to have to give up draft picks, and then after the draft picks, you're going to have to give up. You're going to have to give up. He wants to be the highest paid. He wants to be the highest paid safety. So you're talking about something like what Pittsburgh gave up for Minka Fitzpatrick. You're talking about what the Rams gave up for Jalen Ramsey. Giving up 2 first-round picks for Jalen Ramsey, and so you give up 2 first-round picks. You don't win the Super Bowl, so now you don't have you haven't had a first-round pick for 3 years in a row, and they won't have one next year. And then when his contract is up at the end of this season, he says he wants to be the highest-paid cornerback. You can't let him go because you just gave up 2 first-round picks for him.
I want to ask
A lot
you
of folks
something,
need
Martin.
to see the light. A lot of folks need to see the light. They ain't seeing the light right now.
I want to ask you something, Martin. Okay, say y'all do get him, right? And say y'all don't win the Super Bowl. And what y'all do now? A lot of teams look good on paper. Look at Philly when they had Vince Young, Michael Vick now.
Okay, but I mean, look, you can all look. There's hindsight's always 2020.
Right.
The thing that you always want to do is you want to take chances. You want to make your team better. You want look. Y'all just did it. Everybody said, what is everybody saying about Todd Gurley?
He don't got no needs.
Okay, but somebody in the front office convinced Arthur Blank. He said, hey, I think Todd Gurley might still have something left in the tank. He played at the University of Georgia, and if we can get anything out of him, he could be the piece.
But once again, we did not trade for Todd Gurley. He was a free agent.
That's true, though. That's true. But you're still you're taking risks. What if y'all made trades like that too? But what did y'all give up to get Julio Jones?
We gave the Browns a first.
You gave them like 2 first-round picks to like move up to get Julio Jones.
Right.
Even though y'all haven't won a championship with that. If you had it to do again, would you go and pick up Julio Jones?
Hell yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
still my friends.
That's what I'm saying. You're always gonna look. How many teams win the Super Bowl every year?
1.
That's it.
1.
Marcus, what did I just say 2 seconds ago? Didn't I say they not seeing the light? You
they
didn't
ain't seeing the light.
You see, I knew where Ron was going with that. Ron think he's slick. I already knew
no,
where.
You did.
Yes, I did. The people were waiting. They were waiting on you. Yeah.
No,
slick.
but I'm
you
saying
you want Jamal Adams, don't you?
Wait a minute. No, I don't, because 1, I don't want to pay that man all that money. 2, I don't want to give him a first and a second and maybe a 3rd round. I don't want to give all that up for one person. And if I know my team need other pieces around it, I don't want to give the Jets all that.
Marcus, let me. I got him. Hold on. Let me get him real quick. Ron, can I ask you a question? And I want you to be honest.
Yeah.
What have y'all done with y'all picks in the last couple of years?
We did
the light. Don't you?
Once again, I'm not trying to be like the Rams.
Answer the question.
I'm not trying to be like the Rams.
You're not trying to be like the Rams, but Rod, answer the question. What have you done with those things?
Did we trade for anybody? One person.
Rod, if I was the Atlanta Falcons, and I
Who?
knew that I can't draft correctly, yeah, I'm giving away some picks to get Jamal Adams. Are you serious?
You would give up. Wait a minute. You would give up your first, your second, your third, and maybe your fourth
Oh,
for Jamal
no,
Adams.
that's
Now we
not what
ain't doing all
wait,
that
wait,
now.
wait,
Okay,
that's
Brian,
not
let's,
what
then
they're
that's what
let's
I'm
be clear.
saying.
No,
no,
but Brian,
that's
let's be
not what
clear.
they're
Right,
that's
Okay,
not what
Brian,
they're
do I need to
but
go back to the
that's
draft history?
that's not
what
what
Do I
they're
need to
you
go
asking
would
back?
give
for.
up your first, your second, and your third for him.
If
Wait,
listen,
wait, wait,
they're
wait,
not
wait,
giving up.
Wait a minute. Then on
wait.
top of that, you got to pay the man the highest
They
safety in the
haven't,
league.
Ron, they're not saying that you got to give up the first, second, and third pick.
You
No,
know,
they're not saying that.
They're just asking for a first round pick. But giving up a first round pick, that's for a guy who if you for a guy you might lose in 2 years.
Listen, I feel like
And then he
Marcus,
wants to get paid right now.
Marcus, I feel like Bray Wyatt. I need the Falcons to follow. Okay, follow the buzzards. The
you got
legitimate
judged.
buzzards that have
You
been
got
hit
judged.
on every
That
year in
cute,
your
man.
draft.
That cute.
Your draft history is absolutely terrible.
That
Buzzer.
cute,
Hit the
man.
buzzer on them.
That cute.
Terrible. Yes. Give
That
away
cute.
if you can't listen. If you can't draft right, yes, you give away your first.
Yeah,
And get Jamal Adams.
yes.
Follow
That cute.
the buzzer.
There's teams that's had a whole bunch of first round picks and they blow them. You know,
Cincinnati.
Not just the Browns.
Browns.
The Browns Gilbert, the corners that they drafted and defensive linemen. You know, they've gone out and drafted some players, and it's like this guy is a bum, and you're like,
Somebody did it this year. I will not say who, Andre, about Green Bay drafted a quarterback without getting a wide receivers to help Aaron Rodgers or to fix the O line.
I mean, it's the truth. If you go, if you teams that have shown that they can't, well, I won't say that about Green Bay. Green Bay has drafted really well to be quite frank.
They drafted. I forgot they drafted.
We'll see. Now look, we'll see. There were a lot of people whenever the Packers drafted Aaron Rodgers, they were like, "Hey, what the hell are y'all doing, man? Y'all still got Brett Favre, you know." So I mean, eventually you do have to turn the page, but it's like you want to try to maximize his talent while he's there.
So you going to run this man out of town, Aaron Rodgers?
Well, who said if he's run out of town? What would you get for him? Now, what do I say? What are most teams starved for? What will teams give up all kind of assets for generally?
A quarterback.
A quarterback. You don't think if this kid can see the field or whatever, you don't think that there will be something? We'll give you 2 first round picks for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, it's gonna be some team.
You know,
it's gonna be a lot.
What if Jarrett Stidham flames out? What if Jarrett Stidham flames out in New England this year? You don't think Bill Belichick would be like, hey, you know what? We'll give you a first round pick, first and a third for Aaron Rodgers.
Me, I would not help the Patriots.
I'd be highly upset if they was going to do that.
Right, and I can see Dre now. Aaron Rodgers just went to New England Patriots.
But we're kind of drifting off of this now.
Yes,
the whole thing was the Jamal Adams. Let's get back on track. The whole Jamal Adams thing. Now he has come out with a list of teams that he would like to go to. I've seen. Shout out to Yuri Barros. Yuri hit me up. I go, Yuri, what are you talking about? He said he wouldn't mind going to the Buccaneers. I think he said also the Philly. He wouldn't mind Philly and also the Ravens. Now I will say this: if you put Jamal Adams on the Ravens next to Earl Thomas, I mean that totally changes the whole dimensions over there. Now I want him. I would love to have him, but I don't know if I'm. It sucks when you don't have a first round pick. 2 years ago, when we gave up our first round pick for Amari Cooper, and you're sitting up there that first night of the draft, and you ain't got no draft pick. That's a horrible feeling. I mean, it feels good to give up that pick, and it worked out pretty good. I'm sure Pittsburgh, if they had to do again to give up their first round pick for Minka Fitzpatrick, I'm sure that they would do it, But it sucks when you don't have a first round pick. Now, looking at Jamal Adams, what are our thoughts on Jamal Adams? I'll ask you, Ron. Looking at Jamal Adams, what are your thoughts on his ability?
He very talented. He a top 3 safety in the National Football League.
Top 3?
Maybe top 1. To be honest with you.
I don't know if I'm one.
I would say he got there.
Dre, what do you have? Where do we have Jamal Adams? If we're rating Jamal Adams, what are we rating him at? Top 5, top 7, top 3. Where do we?
Oh, first of all, Jamal Adams gets a lot of accolades because he comes up to the line of scrimmage and helps with the run defense. So Jamal Adams gets a lot of accolades and praise on that. I'm going to be very honest, and a lot of people are going to be like, what? But I have a hot take. I honestly think Jamal Adams is probably top 3 in league, but there is a certain safety that I think is better than him. Given the actual examination, I think Jordan Poyer is actually better than Jamal Adams.
Okay, here we go. So we're starting.
Can I make a comment?
Absolutely. Yes, go ahead.
All right. Don't get me wrong. I think Jamal Adams is pretty awesome myself. But let's not forget the fact that he only has 2 career interceptions.
Come on, Ramona.
Let's not forget that he only
Let's get it.
Interceptions.
Okay.
So, is he that good? I agree with all that.
Exactly. Thank
you.
Thank you.
When did he get drafted? He got drafted in what? 18?
No.
Jamal Adams get drafted?
No, 2017. I'm pretty sure.
Was it 17?
Because he had like 12 breakups, I think, in 2008.
It's definitely 17 because I think 19 is when they changed their uniforms and Jamal Adams had already played. That's the year they was dancing in the uniforms, him and Sam D'Arno, and it was on the stage dancing in them doodle uniforms, them dumpster juice uniforms, those hazmat disastrous waste uniforms.
So he has 2 interceptions in 3 seasons.
That's not much.
Terrible.
Again,
2 interceptions in 1 season is not that great.
Again, remember I just said Jamal Adams is definitely highly praised because he comes up to the line of scrimmage in the run game.
Okay, but also, look, I always say this: who you play with matters too. Look, let's be real here. In the words of my good friend, the professional, Devon Stanfield, let's keep it a buck. Did we think the same about Minka Fitzpatrick that in Miami? Do we have the same opinion of Minka Fitzpatrick in Miami compared to the Minka Fitzpatrick in Pittsburgh? Let's be real here.
Let me start with that answer. Number one, first and foremost, there's a reason why Pittsburgh gave up a first for him. Obviously, he showed something in Miami why Pittsburgh was willing to give up a first. Now, secondly, here's the other thing. I love when people say that. It matters who you play with. Are we going to diminish every athlete for who they play with? Because if that's the case, then we need to go examine a whole lot of athletes. How about Thurman? Hold on. Let me give you something. Thurman Thomas, Bruce Smith, Ray Lewis, Luke Kuechly. Do we need to? Are we really doing that? Are we really bringing up
Yes. Who you,
who you
look,
always play with?
no,
I
no,
got
I'm asking you though, and you still haven't answered me. Do we have the same opinion of Minka Fitzpatrick in Miami as we did in Pittsburgh? Do we have the
So the
same
answer,
opinion?
the answer to that is no.
Hang on.
No,
Do we
actually,
have the
Minka was doing actually pretty damn well in Miami.
Was he?
Yeah, see, that's my thing.
Was he the game-breaking playmaker in Miami as compared to the Minka Fitzpatrick that we saw playing with
Well,
the
no,
Steelers?
because he was doing a lot of it by himself.
Yes, here's the other thing too. Coaching matters. If we talking about players matter,
Yeah, that was a
coaching
different
matters.
situation.
Totally different situation. Exactly. And that's where I was about to go with it. Again, Pittsburgh felt the need to give up a number one to get Minka Fitzpatrick. And I think they were right for doing so because they ended up getting Minka.
If somebody wants Jamal Adams, if somebody wants Jamal Adams, guess what? They're going to have to give up a first-round pick for him.
Absolutely.
That's
Listen,
fine.
I'm going to agree with
Let me
you
ask
on
you
that
this question.
100% because Yuri was making a comment in the comment section earlier, said that Baltimore was going to offer a second-round pick
buffoon comments all day
for Jamal Adams, and I'm like, you need to keep learning more about NFL.
Well, here's my question to you. Do you think? Watch this. So I'm gonna apply that same question that you asking yourself about Minka to Jamal. Do you think if Jamal went to Dallas, he would be the same safety, or would he be?
I think he would be 100 times better with Dallas. I think he would be 100 times better with Dallas. When you look, his first off his position.
Why do you think he would be better with Dallas?
Yeah, I need to know this.
Because Dallas has a better defense than the Jets do. Plain and simple. And here's the other thing.
But your productivity is not only predicated on the defense, the personnel that you play with. It's also predicated on the scheme. And I don't necessarily know that Dallas's scheme fits Jamal Adams' type of game, even though that's one of the places that he wants to go. I actually think he's more of a Baltimore Ravens type of
or Chicago
or Pittsburgh Steelers, Chicago Bears, Green Bay Packers, Tampa Bay type of safety as opposed to
and know this, Pittsburgh ain't afraid to give up a number one to get a player.
We know that. What I'm saying in Dallas's scheme, he would be a matchup. He'd be a matchup nightmare on defense because now you're freeing up guys like when they play their nickel, you basically have Jalen Smith on the field and Jamal Adams.
Okay, so is Jamal Adams an interception machine? Yes or no?
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
Okay, so that's
not his game.
So his thing. So Dallas needs a person in the defensive backfield, especially at safety. Dallas needs over-the-top coverage. Dallas needs Eddie Jackson, Derwin James type of talent. Jamal Adams, although I do agree with you, he'll be better. I do agree that he will be better with Dallas because of the vast amount of personnel there.
Yeah,
it's not where you can get the most out of him.
Okay, but watch this. Hold on. Watch this. I got a nice little news flash for you. You said Dallas defense was better than the Jets last year. Are you sure about that?
No, I didn't say.
No. That's not what he said. That's not what he said.
No. I'm asking the question.
Okay.
Let me answer.
Okay. All right.
You said that the Dallas Cowboys have a better defense than the Jets, correct? That's the reason why you said Jamal Adams will be better, correct?
This season, Dallas will have a better defense than the Jets. And here's the reason why. And I'll tell you why. Because now the Cowboys, I truly believe this, and I never want to sound like a delusional fan because that drives me crazy too, no matter who it's coming from. I believe Dallas's offense is going to be so explosive this year. They're going to put pressure on other teams and make them play out of character. For instance, and I'm not saying Dallas is Kansas City. I want to preface that first. I don't want to. Oh, you're saying Dallas's offense is like Kansas City? No, what I'm saying is they're going to play. They're going to put up points, and you're going to be in a rut that's going to allow their pass rushers and allow them to blitz because now you're playing catch up with them.
I thought you were going to go somewhere else with that, Marcus.
Okay.
I thought you were going to go where Dre was thinking you were going to go.
Okay.
And where Dre was going to tell you that you probably should have gone after you finished, because I'm jumping the gun on you, Dre. Where Dre was probably going to tell you to go is Dallas Cowboys defense is going to be better than the Jets defense this year because Ty Bowles isn't there to re-up and save their ass.
I'm about to turn off. Yo, I'm turning off my video camera if you do that again, Divide. I'm turning the video camera off. Yes, he's right. Ty Bowles ain't there to say.
Not just that, and I also believe that Mike Nolan and Jim Tomsula on that defense that had the 49ers defense looking incredible back in the day. I believe look, Dallas, with how explosive their offense is going to be, their defense only has to be like maybe top 12, top 14. They don't have to be top 5.
I do believe that Dallas's offensive scheme with Malarkey at coach is going to be an explosive.
Malarkey.
I'm sorry.
You say Malarkey?
Not Mike McCarthy. I do think that their offensive scheme.
You said it right the first time, Divine. You was right.
Yeah, it's a bunch of Malarkey. Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah. I do believe. Mike McCarthy, I do believe, will put together an explosive offense that will be predicated on explosion and control, which is what Peyton Manning used to thrive at. Like the offense is explosive, but they are trying to control the clock and the tempo of the game. And if they become efficient and proficient at doing that, it is going to be astronomically difficult to keep them out of the Super Bowl.
And if you get anything, and I want to say this, if you get anything out of Aldon Smith or Randy Gregory, anything, if you
everybody's in trouble. Everybody's in trouble. Everybody's in trouble.
I'm telling you.
And especially San Francisco's in trouble because if Aldon Smith comes out and is productive, he is going to have a chip on his shoulder waiting for that game.
And what makes San Francisco in trouble in that sense?
Because Dallas is already better than you.
No, they're not.
Okay.
They got to win a division and a conference title before you can say that.
Before you get there, Dallas is already better than you. They're better than you from top to bottom with the exception of tight end.
No, they're not.
With the exception of tight end, they are better than you top to bottom.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, here's the other thing. I just meant to mention. The Jets were number 2 in run defense, number 7th in yards last year, number 16th against the pass last year, and Ty Bowles didn't even coach them last year. Mike Williams did, by the way. I just want to put that out.
They were 16th and they were sick because teams would pass. Look. Some of these numbers get skewed sometimes. The reason why no one ran the football on them is because they could pass on them. The teams didn't run on them.
Wait a minute, Marcus. Marcus. I would believe that if there wasn't a team on this panel that lost to the Jets.
We lost to the Jets. You lost to the Jets.
No, well, I didn't lose to the Jets.
The Buffalo Bills
we lost to
the Jets.
Yeah,
lost to the Jets.
And everybody
a lot of people lost to the Jets.
Wait. And everybody on here that lost to the Jets had a running back that was in the top 5.
Oh, I didn't. We lost to them, so.
We did not play them.
So that tells
Buffalo Bills running back that was in the top 5. Wasn't his name Josh Allen?
And speaking
I'm sorry.
And speaking of Josh
I just meant Oakland and
we're not talking about.
Hold on, though. That is exactly why I just said what I said about Jamal Adams in the run game. It perfectly makes sense. The Jets being number 2 with Jamal Adams coming up to the line of scrimmage to help in the running game makes perfect sense.
Yes.
Now, Mikey, with that being said, though, I need to remind you on something that's kind of tiny, but it's a big deal in Dallas. You guys have no secondary. So Jamal Adams coming up to help the run means
ain't helping y'all where y'all need to be
exposed.
I want to
passing it.
Hold on. One more thing. Brett said something crazy. He said that the 49ers are better than the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm just going off on paper. And I said that the Dallas Cowboys are better top to bottom from a standpoint. I need to predicate that on offense. On defense, the 49ers are defense, the 49ers are studs. It's debatable. But on offense, they better top to bottom. The one other place that they are better at is head coaching. One thing I know about Mike McCarthy as a coordinator, wait, hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. As a coordinator and as a head coach, when Mike McCarthy got there as a coordinator, won his Super Bowl. Got there as a head coach, won his Super Bowl. Shanahan got there as a coordinator, blew it. Got there as a head coach, blew it.
And you said that's questionable. I knew. You know what, Dennis? Just because y'all got Doug Peterson.
Ron, do you agree with that statement or not?
I agree with that statement.
I don't agree with that statement.
He ain't gonna agree with it because he ain't.
We got a little bit off subject. I just got an hour, guys. So I just got an hour, and we've already used up about 35 minutes of it. So we're going to move on to the next subject, and we're going to move on to the next subject. And I'm so happy my brother from another mother is here, because me and him, this is going to be on. This is going to be on for this year. I'm looking so forward to it. And we're going to talk about who is the better.
Here we go again. I already did this on the vault.
And when I saw this, the first person that I thought of, I was like, "Oh my God! Like, this is perfect. This is perfect." So we're going to talk about it. We got about 30 minutes, and I got a few of my favorite people up here with me. I got
Ethan, unmute your mic.
I got Devon the professional here. I got the Torch Robinson. I got Ron Thomas. Who else I got? I got Donovan Samuels in the house. I got Brad in here. I got Ethan Tweedy in the house. And I need everybody in the comment section. I'm going to ask you this. I need you to get out of your feelings. We're not going to do feelings tonight. We're not going to do our feelings. Okay. Who is a better quarterback? Just off of the eye in the sky does not lie. Who is a better quarterback? Josh Allen or Mitchell Trubisky? Josh Allen versus Mitchell Trubisky. I need max participation, and I'm going to start. You know what? Who's up in here with Donovan Samuels? Donovan, you up? You still here?
I'm going to start, and like I said, I think that one quarterback has been completely overhyped, and one quarterback has been a little bit undervalued. And I think that when you look at it, just the pure numbers, just looking at the numbers, every single category.
Every single one.
Every single category, it's Mitchell Trubisky. And he had a horrible second year. So think about it. Just think about it. Josh Allen is supposed to be some type of savior, and Trubisky had one horrible year. And he still had better numbers than Josh Allen. So,
you said in every single category that's on this board, but now what about in rushing? Which one has the best numbers in rushing?
I know, I understand the rushing part.
We don't play running back when we have a QB in front of our names.
Hang on, guys. I'm gonna get back. Listen, I'm gonna give everybody.
Can I just complete my statement? That's it, and now we'll move on to the next.
Oh, reclaiming my time.
If you were a blind man off the street and you saw this stat, and you saw these stats side by side, and you knew nothing about football,
I'm saying just looking at them play, eye in the sky. Let's just throw away that the slide. Just looking at them play. I'm asking you just straight up, Donovan Samuel. Who's the better quarterback?
I mean, I can't really say it's Josh Allen. I can't say it, and it's just I'm going with the numbers based off of 2 years,
Dre,
which the sample size is pretty much the same. I would never thought I would say this, that Trubisky's better than the quarterback, but I mean, I would say that it's pretty even, and I'll give the edge to Trubisky.
You give it to Trubisky? Okay. All right. Now, hang on. Ramona, I want the first lady to chime in. You're next.
Dre, you are trash bucket.
I'm gonna say that I am constantly taking up for Mitch Trubisky because I like the guy, always have. But I think that you have to take into account that Josh Allen, going into his second year, took his team to the playoffs.
To the same place that Mitchell Trubisky took his team.
Right.
And got the same result, by the way.
Oh, well, let me build this up, Devon. Shut up. I'm building this up, okay? There's a reason. As much as I have heard about Josh Allen for the last year and a half, you look at these numbers that were up there, and Mitch leads and everything on that board, except for most likely rushing. But one thing he does lead in is less fumbles. How many fumbles has Mitch had compared to Josh Allen?
How many? My resident Bears fan, Devon. How many fumbles does Mitchell Trubisky have?
I need to look it up. Give me a second.
I got a better question. I got a better question to Ramona's point.
Well, go ahead, because I got
I believe that Mitchell Trubisky has better weapons, and he's only slightly better with better weapons.
Oh, hold on. Can I rebut this?
What?
Is it my time? Is it my time to shine? Is it my time to shine?
Go for it. Get him.
I mean, shout out to my brother with the Fujiwa Joel Embiid night gear, looking like he ready to kick it like Tekken right now. With the NBA legends, the legends joint he got going on right now. Shout out to my man Time to Shine. But here's the truth, Donovan Samuels. Don't make me start pulling out Bill's Mafia stuff. Because as funny as you mentioned, Mitchell Trubisky had one bad year. Did we forget that Josh Allen had 2018 where his best receiver was Robert Foster? Did we forget that he had one of the worst O-lines in football in 2018? Did we forget that Kelvin Benjamin was on his team? Did we forget that LaShawn McCoy barely ran for 600 yards in 2018? Did we forget all that? You want to talk about?
Hang on. Wait a minute. Now, you want to take it there? Okay, so you're talking about 2018. I'm going to talk about 2019.
That's it. It's exactly reversed. It's exactly reversed for both quarterbacks. And when you line it up,
no, it's not. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No,
it's the same result. It's the same result.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It really ain't though. Let me ask you a question. Did Josh Allen have a 1,000-yard receiver in 2018?
No.
Did Mitchell Trubisky have a 1,000-yard receiver in 2019?
Yes.
How was it?
Okay, but in 2019, when he did have better weapons, he still couldn't complete 60% of his passes, and he had no 300-yard games.
Yeah, you know what's funny?
Bingo.
You went to the playoffs, though.
Don't do that, bingo. Don't do that, because
did Mitchell go to the playoffs last year?
You talking about my division, brother? Last I checked, the Green Bay Packers damn sure didn't have the greatest of defense in 2018, sir, or 2019, by the way. Oh, they had pass.
Yo, what you not gonna do?
Hold on, No,
you being blatantly disrespectful. I'll let you rock. I'll let you rock. I'm gonna let you rock, Dre. But you being blatantly disrespectful. I just want you to know.
No, I'm blatantly disrespect the Bears every chance I get. You know that. But no, seriously, come on, man. Let's not sit here and act like Detroit did anything in that division at all. Let's not act like the Packers have defense in 2018 either. Come on, man. Are you serious? The Jets have better defense. The the Patriots had better defense. The Dolphins at some point has better defense, and then the Bills have had better defense. If you want to really compare the AFC East defenses to the NFC North, don't try.
Mitch had a better completion
So first of all, you're wrong.
last year than Josh Allen as well.
You definitely not. There's not a team in the AFC outside of the Buffalo Bills.
Hang on, guys. Hang on. I just need one at a time. Devon, go ahead and give your rebuttal.
There is not a team in the AFC East aside from the Buffalo Bills with a better defense than just the Minnesota Vikings. That's first and foremost. Before we ever get to anywhere else in the NFC North, not one team outside of Buffalo has a better defense than the Vikings. And if you don't believe me, look it up. That's first and foremost.
So the Vikings have a better defense than the New England Patriots.
Yes, they do, and have had it for the last 3 years. Look it up.
No,
last year they had a better defense.
Look it up. Last year. Look it up.
Last year.
Look it up.
Look it up. I want to ask you this.
Look it up.
Devon, I want to ask you this, Devon. I still got to get Dennis up in here, and I still got a couple of other people up in here. Now, honestly, okay. And look, a buck on this one. Eye test. I'm throwing stats out of here. Let's just throw away the slide, okay? Watching Mitchell Trubisky play, watching Josh Allen play. You don't look at the stats. Just looking at their play, who's the better quarterback?
I have told you, and I've been consistent on this. I have not wavered once. Mitchell Trubisky is a much better quarterback than Josh Allen as it pertains to playing the quarterback position. When you start involving Josh Allen into playing running quarterback, that's when things begin to deviate from what makes them effective. That's the only place. If we were, and I understand if shoulda, coulda, woulda, blah 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 blah. If we had a 7-on-7, Josh Allen would get picked over Mitchell Trubisky. Nobody's saying yes. Not one person, unless you got Stephen Diggs versus Marcus Robinson. Buffalo, Chicago.
Allen Robinson.
Sorry, Allen Robinson. So it's eye test. I don't care what test you want to throw out there. You could throw out the numbers. You could throw out the eye test. Before the shoulder injury, Trubisky was, in my opinion, light years. There's a reason why one guy's a Pro Bowl quarterback and one guy's not. There's a reason, bro.
There's also a reason why. Look, if Josh Allen has a couple of bad games, and we have to acknowledge this, if Josh Allen has a couple of bad games, I don't think he's getting the hook. If Mitchell Trubisky has 2 or 3 bad games in a row, this is the disadvantage for Mitchell Trubisky.
Yep.
Okay. If he has 2 or 3 bad games, and they brought in Nick Foles, Mitchell Trubisky's days in Chicago are numbered. Dennis, jump in real quick.
Wait. Before you put Dennis on that, Marcus.
Yes.
If Buffalo goes out and gets Cam Newton, are Josh Allen's days numbered? Because it's the same system, right?
Yes.
It's the exact same system, right?
Yes. If Cam Newton went to the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen start with the silliness that he was doing last year, just making, fumbling the ball every game, yes, his days would be number 2. Dennis, go ahead.
I'm just going to keep it like this, all right? And, we was going through this earlier, but I want to just ask this one question. Let's just take the Patriots and who they are right now. Which one of them 2 guys are y'all taking for your quarterback? That's my question.
If I'm looking at them, for just the looks of them,
the Patriots and who they are. Listen. The Patriots and who they are right
just
now.
looking at them. Are we talking about?
No, you're not listening. The Patriots.
So Belichick is still there. Belichick is still there. I'm going. It's Trubisky all day.
Which one of those 2 quarterbacks are you taking?
I'm taking Trubisky all day.
That's my question.
Because you got them short. You got them short wide receivers that you got to be accurate just to get them the ball.
They ain't got no short wide receivers. Muhammad Sanu was tall.
Oh yeah,
and so was Harry. Only one that's short is Edelman.
What's tall, Dennis?
Over 6'2".
How tall is Nikhil Harry?
He must be about 6'2".
All right, I'm done.
What? Hold on.
Okay.
Give me a second. Hold on. I don't want you looking crazy, big dog.
So
even with that, which quarterback is taking? Only one person answered.
Okay, so let me ask this.
Nobody answered the question. Who quarterback are you taking?
I told you, I'm taking Trubisky.
You're the only one answered, though. You're the only one answered.
I'm
already know you
taking,
Trubisky.
I'm taking Trubisky.
I'm because there are certain situations where I'm taking
6'4".
God damn,
there's certain situations where I'm taking Josh Allen over Mitchell Trubisky all day. One of those situations is obviously going to be Tampa Bay. Another one of those situations obviously going to be the New York Giants. Why? Because you're going to be running for your freaking life. And Josh Allen's built for that. Miami, I'm taking Josh Allen. You got to be built for that type of play. But if I can sit back there and get the ball out quick and not have to make 3 and 4 reads, Trubisky all day. And you got to be accurate, Trubisky all day. And you got to throw a long ball, Trubisky all day.
And you got to protect the ball, Trubisky all day.
Who has a better arm talent?
It's Josh Allen.
Josh Allen without question.
But I feel like the comparison is not fair yet. It's not fair yet. I feel like we have to see what Josh Allen does with Sammy Watkins to determine whether or not this guy. Stephon Diggs. We have to see. We really have to see. He's had a rookie year. He's had a sophomore. He's had a sophomore go. This third year is normally to make it or break it for players like this. He's either just going to be just on the same level and he's going to fall off, or he's just going to pick it up.
Can somebody answer this for me? Can somebody please answer this for me? And I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave it in your hands, Dennis, since the ball is in your court anyway. Can somebody answer this for me? How many games Ryan Tannehill start last year?
Oh, I think he only did like 7 during the regular season. No. I think he did
I think he started 11.
Started 11 altogether with the postseason, right?
He won the one postseason. So I think it's 12 altogether. Started 12 games altogether if you include the postseason. Okay. All right.
So he won 2 postseason.
He went 7-3 in the regular season,
which is good.
Played 2 postseason games, right? 7-3, and so that means including the postseason, which statistically we don't even include in terms of passing statistics.
The stat.
Yeah. Right. In terms of the stat line. So if you go off of Ryan Tannehill's regular season output for the 10 games that he started in the regular season, how the fuck did he throw for more passing yards than Josh Allen?
Because he has
a run game, bro. He has a great run game.
Wouldn't that go more in Josh Allen's favor, considering the fact that
no, he got the play.
What I'm saying is Ryan Tannehill doesn't have to throw the ball that often. And to be quite honest with you, Josh Allen doesn't have to throw the ball that often either. The difference between the two is one person's putting it there.
Well, think about it like this. Are you respecting the Buffalo Bills play action? If you're a defense end?
Hell yeah. Shoot, their running game was legit. Am I right, Dre? The run game in Buffalo is legit. I'm respecting the hell out of it. I'm respecting the hell out of it. What I'm not respecting, if I'm a safety, free or strong, I don't feel the need to protect the over the top. Because Josh Allen's gonna overthrow them guys. None of us gonna be able to get to it.
I don't think it's necessarily that. I just think when you have a prolific running back like Derrick Henry, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna have more one-on-one matchups.
Yeah,
some matchups that he has speed. That wide receiver over there.
So let me ask you guys this is the last thing I'm going to ask as far as this, because my hour's just about up. And really quickly, everybody on the panel.
Why you only got an hour, Marcus?
Dre owed me an hour. This ain't my show. Dre was just letting me reclaim my time, so I wanted to do 2 topics. And he's got a
keep going.
Okay. So I've made my comparisons, and I want to know you guys' comparison. Josh Allen's ceiling and floor. Give me a quarterback. Give me a quarterback in the league. Mitchell Trubisky's ceiling and floor quarterback in the league. Past or present?
Past or present? Okay.
Past or present? Dennis, you
Wait,
go
I
first.
wasn't ready. Let this man go. I wasn't ready for that.
Josh Allen's ceiling.
Just like he is, just like every
Let
other.
me hear yours, Marcus. Hold up.
His ceiling, the player comparison ceiling, player comparison floor for Josh Allen and Mitchell Trubisky. Past or present, who their gains and their flaws remind you of. Dennis, you're up first.
Josh Allen was Cam Newton. That was the ceiling. If I'm going with his floor, I don't even know too many guys that can run. Floor that's a running quarterback.
Tavares Jackson.
No, not Tavares Jackson. Tavares Jackson was a double agent. He was an interception machine.
Never mind. I'm done. It's just funny. This is funny to me.
Floor for Josh Allen. Present player that had his style of game. Who's the floor for Josh Allen?
Floor for Josh Allen to me is sorry, excuse my French. Todd Marinovich.
Yo, and that's way to go back. Wow,
that's funny.
Wow. Going way back. You going into
I would say who was one of them running quarterbacks that could barely do anything? I can't think.
Yo, Tim Tebow. That's where I was about to go with it. The floor for Josh Allen is Tim Tebow.
Donovan, when your car got the motor of a Ford vehicle, I'm not gonna let you keep dissing my Bills Mafia folks.
No, I'm just saying.
Todd
Marinovich.
Ceiling for Mitchell Trubisky, Kurt Warner.
All right.
Floor for Mitchell Trubisky. Hold on, man. Let me just finish out. Floor for Mitchell Trubisky, Trent Dilfer.
Oh, that's exactly where I was. That's exactly where I was going with it too. That's a good one. That's actually a good one. Although Trubisky doesn't throw as hard as Trent Dilfer did. Trent Dilfer used to throw them finger breaking rockets.
Ramona, are you there? Ramona, are you still there?
Mute my mic. Damn, Dre.
Ramona, are you still there?
He said, "Shut up."
Yeah, I'm still here.
Ceiling for Josh Allen. Player comparison. His ceiling, past or present, and same thing with Cam Newton for Josh Allen, ceiling and floor.
Ramona,
I'm thinking.
Now I know you like going back into the archives. Who's his floor? Quarterbacks in history.
Oh God, that's. Well, I mean, you can't really go back too far in history because you didn't have a lot of quarterbacks that rushed like Josh Allen.
Shut the door, lock the door.
RG3?
Who was the Jets quarterback there for a while and everybody thought was going to just
Mark Sanchez?
Sanchez. Yeah. I think I could go Sanchez maybe. Mitch Trubisky. He's got stamina. He doesn't run the ball. I don't even know. He kind of reminds me of you know what? I got the floor for Josh Allen. Stewart.
Cordell Stewart?
Cordell Stewart.
Okay. A guy who's a serviceable quarterback, but can't ever really quite get over the hump. Is that
five different quarterback coaches during his stint with
you got a caller on the line.
You got a caller on the line?
Yes, we do. We got a caller. Caller, what's up?
They'll give me a chance to think.
I got a couple questions. Everyone's saying about a lot on my mind. Okay, I've been thinking of watching your show for a while. For one, Adams is going to be first round and third round for some of the draft or trade for him. It's not going to be the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys do not have the cap space unless they're planning on giving Dak Prescott's money to Adams, which that could be the case.
Dallas has about $12 million right now. They got back some of the money. They recouped some of the money that they got whenever Travis Frederick retired. So they got another $7 million. They had a little over $4 million. They got $7 million back on their cap after getting credit for the Travis Frederick retirement. And they can move some money around. Dak Prescott's money's already been accounted for. He signed his 1 year franchise tag, $31.5 million. He just signed that today.
Hold on, caller.
So there's something funny with that. And you talk about Josh Allen not being able to hit passes. Dak Prescott can't hit a pass for his life.
Whoa. Dak Prescott's only issue.
Hold on, let the caller finish. And
you tripping.
Dak Prescott's all his stats are misleading. All his stats come in garbage time when their team are already down by points. And when defense.
See, this is a person that doesn't watch football.
Oh.
This is a person that does not watch football.
Not at all.
You watch football like a fan.
Caller, you do realize that Dak Prescott hit nearly 5,000 yards passing last year, right?
I guess 3,500 of those yards came in garbage time.
Let the caller rebut. Go ahead. What you say, caller?
Misleading stats. All his stats come in junk time when the Dallas Cowboys were down last year, getting beat by the Jets, getting beat by every team that was around. Right?
Oh, see now.
What about the year before? In the year before.
Okay, how about whenever he was the offensive rookie of the year?
What about the year before and the year before?
He said that's fine. He said that a couple years ago.
How come he doesn't have a losing record?
I'm not entertaining this.
Okay.
How come he doesn't have a losing record?
He's an argument that I have a Cowboy fans.
So let me ask the caller. Do you think Josh Allen's better than Dak Prescott?
Wait. Don't do that. Don't do that, Marcus. Don't do that.
What?
Don't
Is
do
that. Is that a question?
Marcus, don't do that. And let me tell you. Let me tell you why. Marcus, don't do that. Because here is why I say people don't really watch football as analysts. They watch football as fans. The quarter by quarter breakdown for Dak's stats last year in his 5,000 yard season, he had 800 yards in the quarter. In the first quarter. The second quarter is where Dak Prescott thrives, throwing for 1,400 yards. So while you BSing, he closes every half lights out. The third quarter, he comes out on fire. In the third quarter is when he really lights you up because he averages over 11 yards per attempt. And then and the majority of his touchdowns come in the second quarter. So please, like when y'all start coming out your mouth with this information, trying to talk about what the media is trying to sell you, please look deeper into that and act like you in church and act like the message. If it ain't for you, you better leave out of that church. Because listen, this Dak Prescott is one of the most efficient quarterbacks in the NFL. There's a reason why he's blowing off all these bullshit ass contract negotiation tactics. Excuse my language, but Dak Prescott, Dakota Prescott, whatever the hell you want to call him, he's a killer out there. The only problem with Dak Prescott is he can't make the elite NFL throw. 15, 17, 18 yard out, 15, 17, 18-yard corner post and those skinny seams that you got to weave that bitch in there because he doesn't have those types of talents that are going to be there when he tells them to be there. And he didn't have a coach that was going to give you timing patterns and guide the receivers to put you in a Larry Fitzgerald, Tom Brady type situation. So stop trying to shit on my man just because he's light skinned. He's a killer out there. And I don't want to give him credit because I hate the Cowboys. But credit is due when it's freaking due. And that man is a monster.
Preach on it. I've been preaching about Dak Prescott since he got in the league. Preach on it.
He got 4 touchdowns in the first quarter. He got 12 in the second quarter, 7 in the third quarter, and 7 in the fourth quarter. He lights out there. Stop playing with this man.
Stop playing with him like that.
Okay, look, we're getting off subject, guys. Let's get back on.
Praise God, praise God, praise God.
It's true. Go look. His numbers have declined the last 5 years. Dak is not as elite as people think he is. Dude has the best offensive line in football.
He hasn't been in the league 5 years.
About declined when he just threw for. How you saying declined the last years when he just threw for his most yards in the last year?
In his best statistical season, I just gave you his numbers. So how the hell? What are you talking about? This is his fourth. He's coming up on his fourth year right now.
Let me ask the caller: Is Dak Prescott a top? Is he a top 10 quarterback? I wasn't trying to talk about Dak Prescott. We were doing a comparison between Josh Allen.
Can I ask one question? This is the only question I got to ask. Can the caller come on the show? I can barely hear him. Can he come on the show?
Please.
Can he come on? Because I can barely hear him. Ask him. Can he come on the show? Download the Zoom. That's all I wanted to say.
Yo,
I go back on mute.
Hey Dennis, I'm gonna get you a Dak Prescott jersey too because you said you wanted one when he signed. I got you.
All right, so
yo, and just for you, just an education point. Whenever you want to really figure out how to break this thing down, there are these things called situational stats. Pro Football Database and ProFootballReference.com. It's all broken down. You don't even have to look for it. It's there.
all broken down.
Not allow Booger McFarland and Marcellus Wiley and Shay Sharp and Skip Bayless to mislead you. These guys out here are killers. Killers.
Hold on. Caller, hold on a second.
I judge by my eyes.
Yeah, he's going by his eye test. Let me just say
He said
he
garbage.
is blind.
He said garbage time. Does he even understand that in the 12th, in the second and third quarter, Dak has the highest touchdown to interception ratio in the league over the past decade?
Okay.
But he only get his buckets in garbage time.
All right, I didn't tell you who I compared Trubisky to, and I'm going to go with ceiling Byron Leftwich.
Ooh,
ceiling?
That hurts.
Sean,
their first 3 years together. Look at his first 3 years compared to Mitchell's. Real similar. Still can't think of. I even thought of Cutler.
Ooh, please don't do that.
Somebody in the comments said Jay Cutler, floor for Josh Allen.
That's disrespectful.
Oh,
well,
I didn't see that one coming either. I think
Joshua Bailey says Jeff Garcia for Allen.
Oof.
Hey, Marcus.
Jeff Garcia was a hell of a quarterback. He was small. I think the other thing we're missing with some of this is the size. Like Josh Allen's a big boy. So when I'm looking at somebody saying, well, I'm comparing him to Kyler Murray, I'm like, dude, like that. He's got about 100 pounds on Kyler Murray.
Hey, Marcus.
Okay, I'll play along. Sean, you didn't get a chance to go. I wanted to ceiling.
Hey, Marcus.
Ceiling. Go ahead, bro.
Let me just read my ceiling floor so I can get this over with.
Okay.
Josh Allen, ceiling floor, starting with the floor. Floor, Terrell Pryor. Ceiling, Colin Kaepernick.
Wow.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
The ceiling for Josh Allen, Colin Kaepernick.
Okay. And
floor, ceiling for Mitchell Trubisky. Floor, Trent Dilfer. Ceiling, Steve McNair.
Oh, ooh, silly.
You know what?
You just jumped off the building, boy.
Devon, look here, Devon.
I think my Byron Leftwich is better than that.
I don't like you guys, man.
Listen, we already got one ignorant thinker on here. I don't need a whole bunch of ignorant thinking up here. I already got an ignorant thinker.
Delete him right now. Tell me some Steve McNair. Delete.
Byron Leftwich was a bigger guy as far as presence and stuff, but I'm gonna tell you something. I really think that him and Byron Leftwich play a lot alike. But I always liked Byron
Except for
Leftwich.
Byron West,
So.
except for Byron Leftwich has a 3-second windup to throw the ball.
Well, I'm gonna give y'all. I've said this before, but for the listeners that haven't ever heard me give my comparison, my ceiling for Josh Allen, if he can put it all together, is Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, you thief!
But I've been saying
He's
it.
always said that. He's always said that.
Yeah, he's always said that.
He gives me a Big Ben feel.
A big physical. Now he's not the thrower of the. That's the part of his game that would have to improve dramatically. He doesn't have the throwing moxie of Ben Roethlisberger. Talking about like Ben Roethlisberger has touch, he has accuracy, but what I'm talking about is whenever Ben would take off and he's standing in the pocket and people are hanging on him and he's still looking down the field to make a play. If Josh Allen can somehow incorporate that into his game, he could take the next level. His floor for me, and I've said this a bunch of times for anybody who's missed it, is Blake Bortles. Blake Bortles, a guy who was carried by an elite defense, who puts his defense in precarious situations, and they have to keep digging him out of holes. Mitchell Trubisky, ceiling, I'm going to say Rex Grossman, the guy from his own team, a guy who can get there. He doesn't do anything elite, but if he can not make the stupid mistakes, I'm going to say Rex Grossman, that's his ceiling. And his floor, sheesh. His floor is gosh, man. The floor.
I was having problems with that.
I'm gonna say his floor is Johnny Manziel. His floor is Johnny Manziel, a guy who was the second pick in the draft, highly touted, and just flamed out after a couple of years. If he has 2 or 3 bad games this season, he's done. He's done. If he has 2 or 3 bad games in a row, he's done. His life as a starter for him is over.
Hey, Marcus, so you're saying that you don't think that Mitchell Trubisky could get a Ryan Tannehill type situation?
Can I get my comparisons before y'all keep going?
I'm sorry, Sean. I'm sorry, Sean. Go ahead, Sean. I'm sorry. I didn't see you in there. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, with Allen, I was right there with Ben Roethlisberger, and yeah, I think his arm would definitely have to get to at least that is very quickly for him to be Big Ben. I think his floor though.
Let's not deceive ourselves. He has arm talent.
He's got top 5 arm talent now.
He has to make I'm saying it's like Devon said. He has to be able to make those leaps.
Yeah, like his touch and read. Yeah, and floor
decision making. His floor, Jake Plummer.
Ooh, I like it.
And Trubisky.
And Jake Plummer in his prime was actually pretty decent. So that's a good floor for you. Okay.
Yeah.
And Trubisky?
Yeah, you know Trubisky's my guy. You know that, right? So I think Trubisky's ceiling is Tony Romo.
Oh.
Ooh. Oh. Ooh. I like it, but I don't like it. You gave me the choke artist, but okay.
I mean, but if you think about it, Romo also reminded me of Ray Allen too. He's like when he's hot, he is hot.
Yeah.
But sometimes one too many mistakes for Romo, and Romo's out the game.
Just like Dennis
said,
Trubisky got a 6-touchdown game on your butt. But okay, all right.
And the floor for the floor for Trubisky. That's hard. I know that was kind of hard.
Rashawn, Tampa Bay's version of Steve Young.
Floor for Trubisky is Jeff.
No. The floor for Trubisky is David Carr.
Ooh,
that's the floor.
You know what? That is, bro. I didn't even think about that.
That's the floor.
That is a guy who people thought could be, because let's not forget Trubisky went number 2. They moved from 4 to 2 to get him. And
At least he didn't say Ryan Leaf.
David Carr went number one.
Hey, real talk. That might be the better comparison.
At least he didn't say Ryan Leaf, Marcus, because that's where I thought he was going.
Oh no, Ryan Leaf.
I looked at Dennis and I wanted to say Derek, but then I was like, wait a minute,
David.
There we go.
No,
it's like,
no,
don't.
Derek Carr doesn't run like that.
The only caveat about David is David never had an
offensive line.
He never had. He didn't have 2.5 seconds to throw the ball.
Yeah.
Let's call it for what it is. David Carr got ruined. I think one season, and me and Ramona, we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago. He got beat up so bad. I think he took like 70 sacks in the season. I think it was close to like 70 sacks, and they ruined that kid. They ruined him. And you know who I'm scared for? And I hope he doesn't end up in the same situation. Joe Burrow. I fear for Joe Burrow. I really do. I mean, the Bengals have a little bit. I mean, basically back then, though, like Houston was an expansion team. They were an expansion team, you know. But when your quarterback gets beat up like that early in his career, you can ruin him, you know.
Hey.
You want to get him out there and get him battle tested. But the other thing is you don't want to have him go out there and get beat up.
76 times, Devon, you're right. 76 sacks in 2002.
Marcus, yes, 76 sacks 2002. And then you jump down past Randall Cunningham at 72, and you see David Carr again at 68 in 2005.
Yes, I'm telling you. I mean, when you get hit that much, like quarterbacks have like a internal clock in their head. It's like, okay, I got 3 seconds. It's as soon as you snap the ball and somebody's hitting you in the mouth, it ruins you. I thought it was just 70. It was 76.
David Carr leads the league in 76 sacks in 2002.
He got destroyed.
He had 68 sacks in 2005. Randall Cunningham comes in second with 72 in 1986.
Between David Carr and Randall Cunningham, they are the 2 most sacked quarterbacks in NFL history. Randall Cunningham.
Hey, by the way, when we did trivia, Dennis didn't even know that answer. I can't believe it.
And Randall Cunningham has been sacked more than 55 times on 3 separate occasions.
I just want to let y'all know I called all y'all out for trivia too. You know, I just want to let y'all know that, and I beat the brakes off of Donovan. Just want to let everybody know.
Randall Cunningham has 72.
I keep hearing about you winning this trivia game. I think I may have to. I think I may have to jump on there and come and see you,
Marcus.
And when you get hit,
I'm gonna tell you like I told you last time. If you come on that show, you will no longer be an alpha. Just let you know that, all right?
He will be a beta.
It'll just be a bet, all right?
A beta.
The beta bets, huh? Okay.
Yo, look.
So
Jesus Christ.
They ruined them. They ruined. Let's call it what it was. They ruined him. They really ruined him. And,
I mean, I'm surprised looking at these numbers. I'm surprised Randall Cunningham didn't get ruined as well because he's got 57, 60, and 72 sack seasons over the course of his career, all within
first 3 years, I think.
No, all within the 86,
14,
90, 86, 92, and 88. So all within a 6-year period.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then he was injured for the rest of the other 3.
And let's take this into consideration too. Can you imagine how many more sacks he would have taken if he wasn't mobile?
Right.
He would have. You know what? Randall Cunningham would be the modern day. He'd have been the previous day, Days of Futures Past type of Steve McNair, where he couldn't practice. He's just like, I'll be there on the game day.
Yeah. I mean.
Steve McNair had a little bit of mobility to him. Hold up, man. He was a dangerous bull.
See where Andrew Luck.
No, Steve McNair.
So many injuries, he could not practice.
Steve McNair got when Steve McNair got hit. Like Steve McNair got pulverized. Like
You gotta write a permanent marker.
That is why we cringe when we see Cam
Sean, you gotta write in
That's why
permanent
we
marker.
cringe when we saw Cam
You're not writing
Newton
in pen, bro.
or Michael Vick, or now in today's day and age, Deshaun Watson take those hits.
I need the font to be a little thicker.
How the hell
guys
did
are
Michael
trying to
Vick
kill
take
them guys.
6 sacks in 2004?
All right, I hope everybody heard me. You got 10 minutes left.
Really? I mean,
Only
46
at 10
sacks in
minutes?
2004 for him.
We did an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, this one fast.
Yes,
I'm telling.
Yeah, that's what she said.
I'm
Huh?
sorry, I was just supposed to get an hour. I took the whole show over.
As usual.
It's all good.
As
I'm
usual.
trying to say, you know what, Dennis? You want to know something, Dennis? I'm getting tired of you trying to make it where I can't have nothing nice. I'm getting tired of you having it where I can't have nothing. I can't have nothing nice.
I'm telling you right now.
I know.
I
Hey,
got
you
a t-shirt.
gotta send us some alpha shirts so we can promote it. You know
Right, I got a t-shirt coming for you. That's the nicest thing you can have. And it's white and blue, just like your team too. Nice t-shirt coming. Nicest thing you can have. All right.
I am not saying nothing. Boy,
Hey.
yes, I am. Where the hell's mine at?
I am so
Come on now.
happy.
Ain't nobody saying it was.
Your shirt's already been ordered. Dennis went and orders you a shirt, you and Gary's shirt. So you're good.
See?
Well, no, an ignorant thinker shirt.
I got you gotta wait for the batch to come. I'm waiting on that batch.
We got you though. We got
Hey,
you.
I just gotta say, I'm happy. I'm even more happy that fan came on. You know, talking about Dakota, because the first thing that came out his mouth was that Jamal Adams wasn't going to the Cowboys, and because he was wrong about Dakota, I'm just gonna say he is wrong about Jamal Adams. One time.
I'm looking for Ryan Thomas because I just want him to say that Jamal Adams is not coming to Philadelphia so he can shoot right in the Philly. I need him to say it 3 times, like Candyman. Just say it 3 times, Ryan, so he can shoot
right. So we all know one last thing before we get ready to get out of here. So Dak Prescott did sign his franchise tender. Yep. So now for everybody who's like, Dallas don't even have a quarterback right now. Stop it.
Well, you did have a quarterback. You have Andy Dalton.
You can't use that.
They didn't have a quarterback.
He signed his franchise tender, so he's there. $31.5 million. If Dak Prescott gets to the NFC Championship, what is his salary next year?
47.
750.
I'm gonna tell you from the rip. 47. Go on, give it to him.
750.
Because Patrick Mahomes is about to break the bank, so we gonna have
I'm saying though, if Dak Prescott were to get to the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl, what is his salary next year?
I tell you like this: if Patrick Mahomes gets 210, 220, like I see him about to get, Prescott has to at least get 190, at least.
Okay. Dennis?
Dennis?
I'm sorry, what was it? I'm sorry about that.
If Dak Prescott gets in the NFC Championship or the Super Bowl in this upcoming season, what is his salary next year?
Since you didn't give him the 40, probably 45, and he waiting on it. Devon?
Let me think.
He's not a quarterback in the league at that point.
It's going to depend on Patrick Mahomes.
Could he ask for more? Could he ask for more money than Deshaun Watson? He can't. I don't think he could ask for more money than.
Who's got the sharing? Who's got the hostship? Is it you, Marcus?
No, I don't. Where's Dre? Is Dre gone? I don't know where Dre is.
He's here.
I'm right here.
Wow.
Hey, make sharing available, please.
Sure, no problem.
FCC, just a reminder.
I hate you, Ramona.
if Dak Prescott goes to the NFC Championship or wins the Super Bowl next year, what will his salary be next year?
You just added that. You just added winning the Super Bowl. If he win the Super Bowl,
Let's
he
just
going
say
to get Mahomes money.
if he gets to the Super Bowl.
He's in Mahomes' realm, bro. He's somewhere in there.
Think about it. If he gets to the Super Bowl as a Cowboy, and the Cowboys haven't been to the Super Bowl in that long, he's gonna get paid.
Wow.
Will he break 40 mil?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, he'll break 40. If he gets to the Super Bowl, he just has to get there. That's all he has to do.
The Cowboys been to the NFC Championship game.
It's been a while.
Been a while.
Now look,
at the same time
if they franchise tag him again next year, okay, his franchise tag this year is $31.5 million. If they franchise tag him again next year, his franchise tag is $37.5.
If I took you to the Super Bowl and you put a franchise tag on me, I'm sitting out. Somebody gonna come get me, okay? Somebody gonna break the bank for me. I just took the Cowboys to the Super Bowl.
And I know
it's been done in 25 years.
Let me ask you a question. How much did Tannehill get paid?
Tannehill got paid. I think it was 3 years, 61 or something like that.
He getting like 20 a year. He getting
like 20 a year.
Yeah, like 22 mil a year. He got a very, and they still can't afford to. They still can't afford to pay Derrick Henry.
Well, think about it though. The last time the Cowboys went to the Super Bowl was in '96.
So we gonna keep talking about this?
So it's gonna be exactly 25 years when he take him to the Super Bowl. Give me my money.
That's assuming he gets them to the Super Bowl.
But I like you. Yes, I like you, Jerry. My wife likes you. You're good to my wife. I will stay with you. That's great. Here it is. Scheme. Show me the money.
Spot for a Glock. I took a overflow, but still got it.
Does that make you feel good just to say that? Say it with me one time, Jerry. Show you the money. Oh, no, you can do better than that, Jerry. I want you to say it what you put meaning, brother. Hey, I got Bob Sugar on the other line. I better hear you say it. Yeah, no. Show you the money. Not show you. Show me the money. Show me the money. Yeah. Louder. Show me the money. That's it, brother, but you got to yell that stuff. Show me the money. I need to feel you, Jerry. Show me the money. Jerry, you better yell. Show me the money.
And that, my friends, is what Dak Prescott will be saying to any and everybody that makes that phone call if he makes it to the NFC Championship or, by golly, gets to and wins the Super Bowl.
I can hear a 50 Cent song playing in the background.
He could literally walk into Jerry's office.
He put his foot on the desk.
Jerry's office and be like, I want $47 million a year.
And your firstborn child.
and I want part ownership. I want part ownership for the Cowboys.
Wait a minute. He can't do that to Jerry. I seen Jerry get rid of a coach that built the team for a championship.
No. Yes, he can. You know why? Because Jerry put all that love and support into Tony mothersucking
Romo.
Watch your mouth. Hey, that's my quarterback.
I don't know who's better than Romo.
Okay,
that's
T.O.
my quarterback.
Okay, T.O. now.
That's my quarterback.
Where your sunglasses?
No, stop saying he's not better than T.O. He's not better than Romo yet, brother. Watch your mouth.
He's better than Romo.
No, he's not.
No. He's not better than Romo.
He's better than Romo.
But just like Troy Aikman.
You better go sit down.
Just like Troy Aikman. I remember last year, Troy Aikman said they were like, "Hey, Patrick Mahomes is statistically way better than Troy Aikman." Troy Aikman came on national TV and said, "Hey, can he get a Super Bowl first?" Blow, game over. Super Bowl gone. So Troy Aikman shut the hell up. And Tony Romo was like, "Well, I understand that Dak is efficient and this, that, and the third, but he hasn't really done anything yet." Be careful what you say, brother.
Be careful what you say.
Be careful what you say. Because I promise you, Dak Prescott don't drop snaps from the field goals kickers.
He should have been out there.
In the words of my father, if that was the slipperiest ball you ever seen in your life.
Hey,
Hey,
but
like I
if the
said,
kicker would have kicked the ball, I think
I'm
would have went
I'm
through
on
the
a
goalpost
podcast right now. I'm at the house.
and not double doink. But
in those situations, you got one job. You could double doink all you want, but you got one job. One job.
He said you could
But
double.
everybody,
And you don't
everybody
get
out
a
there
chance to
wanna,
double doink if you don't if your quarterback can't catch the snap. Just remember that.
you should
right,
have been
right.
out there.
But everybody out there, once again, this has been Monday Madness. I was your host tonight. My name is Marcus Alphabets. I got my Rise Up
Marcus,
family.
the beta bets.
Not yet.
You'll be
Not
a beta
yet.
after this Saturday.
If it goes down like that, y'all ain't gonna see me no more anyway. Because I'm moving to Mexico and I'm starting the avocado ranch. So it doesn't even matter.
See, this is
So,
how you know Marcus is a liar, because last year Marcus said if the Dallas Cowboys lose to Buffalo, I will retire from the entire Rise Up family platform. Yet he's still here hosting,
And
and
you said he was
Buffalo
also
definitely
going to
tapped that
start
out.
an alpaca farm or something.
Right. We all know that he's not moving nowhere and doing nothing.
He is not a person that keeps his word for any bets. Shout out to TC
I
Casey.
don't say that I don't lose. I don't say that I don't lose. What I try to do is win more than I lose. Okay. I still came out pretty good.
Come on.
I gotta say,
You like that low blow, don't you?
The three, and you know what? The thing about it was losing to everybody's team on this panel except Ramona. We lost to the Bears, so I had to hear from Devon. We lost to the Packers, so I had to hear from Trey. We lost to the Eagles when it really counted, so I had to hear from Dennis. We lost to the Bills, so I had to hear from everybody in Rise Up pretty much. I mean, it was.
I didn't load in your face about losing to nobody last year.
Well, if we had lost to the Steelers, yeah, I would have heard that too.
Shit, yeah. You better be glad you didn't have to play us this last year. A 4-string quarterback in your team, that would have been pretty bad.
Who has do you have the host? We got a.
I got the host. You got to end the show.
But
Andre
thank you.
Dre gave the Devon.
But everybody out there, thank you so much for watching Monday Night Madness. We appreciate you. I've had Dennis the Man Holmes, the ignorant thinker, the professional Deep Stanfield's in the house, Showtime Sean, and Ramona Diehard Die, Ethan Tweedy, Donovan Samuels. We appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. We can't do this without you guys. Ronald Enix, get well soon. Make sure that you all are download the OnPoint app and the other Rise Up shows. We got a bunch of great shows. Make sure you look once you download the OnPoint app, they have the schedule up there. So make sure you are looking up there for the Rise Up shows, and we appreciate your support. And I hope everybody has a good night. Be safe out there. Okay, y'all have a good night.
Good night, guys.
Everybody have a good night.
The bills make me wanna shout. Kick your heels up and shout. Throw your hands up and shout. Throw your head back and shout. Come on now, the bills are making it happen now.